push doubt and befriend your most actualized self? Are you ready?
Hello and welcome back, friends. It's halfway through 2024, and today I'm about to tell you about some of the best horror shows of the year. Well, it won't be an overstatement to say that this year has seen some of the most spine-chilling stories that left us with bated breath. Be it psychological thrillers, classic monster tales, or innovative new horrors, the shows haven't had one disappointing plot. So whether you are a seasoned fan of the genre or just want to watch something for a good scare, hop on this thrilling ride and find out about the most captivating horrors of the year. Are you ready? Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin.
야, 너네 가만히 있어. 내가 누군지 모르나 본데.
Parasite The Grey. This 2024 Korean sci-fi horror is a spin-off of the manga series Parasite. As the name suggests, the series follows a group of parasitic creatures bent on killing humans. Let's take a better look at the story. When a group of unknown parasites from space hit the Earth, life turned upside down for the human race. These creatures began using humans as hosts and changing them into beings capable of shapeshifting their heads into anything. Oh, and of course, they mercilessly attacked and killed mankind. To fight this catastrophic incident, a police squad was formed with Choi Jun-kyung as the leader. This group protects people from parasite attacks and also keeps it a secret. Now, here's an interesting part. The Grey has a parasite of their own. This is none other than Choi's husband, who was one of the first to be transformed by a parasite and now worked as a hunting dog to sense any other parasites nearby. Things grow tense when a supermarket cashier, Jung-soo, is attacked by a parasite and becomes one herself. However, this parasite, who is named Heidi, fails to gain complete control of Sue's body and lives in her subconscious. She is then taken to a remote church where a group of parasites is led by a pastor parasite. However, a local thug, Kang Woo, discovers her missing sister's body there and tries to save Sue, ending in a cat and mouse chase with the parasites. Meanwhile, Team Grey manages to capture Sue, who informs Jun-kyung about some parasitic moles in her team. The ability of these parasites to change into someone who is in authority is probably the scariest part of this show. This revelation is soon followed by a horrific confrontation with the pastor parasite. Well, tune into Netflix now to find out what happens to Team Grey. The show was highly appreciated by critics for not only its actions and creepy visuals, but for being able to keep viewers hooked with their dangerous mutant storyline. If you're ready for some tentacled parasites taking over human life, this show might be a perfect watch for you.
By one.
This isn't gonna be good.
True Detective Night Country. The fourth season of the famous American crime drama True Detective premiered in January 2024 and surely added to the year's spooky saga. Titled True Detective Night Country, it is set in a fictional Alaskan town, Ennis. What began with a simple mystery soon turned into a deeper conspiracy story in this new season. In True Detective Night Country, it turns out that the disappearance of a group of researchers is connected to a 6-year-old unresolved murder mystery. This said murder was of a girl, Annie Masu Kautok, who was found with 32 stab wounds. Though the case was abruptly shut down, Danvers always suspected the murder to be linked to Annie's protests against the Silver Sky Mine. Coming back to the present timeline, Danvers discovered Annie's tongue at the Tsalal Research Center, which further strengthened his suspicions. On further investigating, Danvers and Navarro find out about Annie's secret relation with a researcher, Raymond Clark. However, when the team sets out to find the researchers frozen in ice, Raymond is found to be missing. Oh, about the whole frozen ice thing, it was Rose who saw a ghost of Travis Cole and led everybody to the location. Raymond's disappearance from the site draws suspicions about his involvements in the death of the researchers. Danvers and Navarro soon began linking this whole death toll to Silver Sky Mine. However, Kate McKitterick at the mine tried to prove that the death of the researchers was a pure accident, which, if I dare say, was nothing but a poor cover-up for something bigger. Don't worry guys, Danvers and Navarro won't stop unless they discover the whole picture, and that's what makes this season an edge-of-a-seat show. According to the critics' consensus, the show's frightening factor has transcended the last seasons. Here's a tip. Don't forget to do a quick brush-up of the previous seasons before you delve deeper into this chaotic murder mystery. Interview with the Vampire Season 2. Starting in 2022, Interview with the Vampire was a groundbreaking work in the horror genre. It is based on the best-selling novels by Annie Rice called The Vampire Chronicles. The show revolves around the life of two vampires, Louis de Pont-du-Lac and Lestat de Lioncourt. Back in Season 1, in the last season, we saw Louis sharing his life story with journalist Daniel Molly and traced the history of him turning into a vampire and his relation with Claudia, a teenage vampire. Needless to say, the show received a warm welcome from the audience and critics. It was appreciated for an authentic storyline, set, and costume designs in the leads' performances. Building on the success of the first season, the second season of Interview with the Vampire was released in June this year and achieved an almost perfect rating on Rotten Tomatoes. This season follows the violent events of 1940 in New Orleans, when Claudia and Louis plots to kill vampire Lestat de Lioncourt. In the interviews, Louis talks about his travels throughout Europe, including his journey with Claudia to find out about the old world vampires, and the Theatre des Vampires in Paris, where he first met the vampire Armand. Their romance would have severe effects both in the past and future, and Malloy intends to uncover the secrets buried inside the memories. The show has been renewed for a third season with a promise of new characters and a lot more exciting twists. I'd say keep that garlic ready. Dead Boy Detectives. I'm sure you guys remember the famous American fantasy drama The Sandman by Neil Gaiman under DC's production. Well, now we have a spin-off of this masterpiece, The Dead Boy Detectives. This name first appeared in the DC Comics for a set of two supernatural detectives, Charles Rowland and Edwin Payne, who are actually the ghosts of two dead children. The series, consisting of 8 episodes, premiered on Netflix in April 2025 and was praised for its writing and visuals. Though born decades apart, the two teenage boys Charles and Edwin are brought together by death, a quest to escape the Grim Reaper. With Edwin's brain and Charles's brawn, they run a detective agency to investigate paranormal occurring beyond human comprehension. Just Sherlock Holmes in a ghostly world, huh? Since Edwin died in 1916, the show has an Edwardian vibe reflected in the speech of the characters. While on their quest, the duo befriends a mortal girl and psychic, Crystal, and her friend Nico. The team then set about to solve some of the most perplexing paranormal mysteries. The show was appreciated for its gothic elements and narrative. While some episodes are sure to take you on a wild ride, others might seem a little off-paced. However, the team of these two dead detectives will definitely keep you hooked to the screens. Check out this show if you are a fan of some gore, violent horror.
This house needs protection. It's under attack.
Evil Season 4. This American supernatural drama first hit the screens in 2021. It involves a group of people hired by the Catholic Church to probe into paranormal activities. Evil stands out for not only dealing with stories of possessions, but its unique take on grief and sins. After 3 successful seasons, the latest installment released in May 2024. The said group of paranormal investigators includes a forensic psychologist, Dr. Kristen Bouchard, a technology contractor, Ben Shakir, and a Catholic seminarian, David Acosta. As they continue to investigate various bizarre cases, their lives become more and more entangled with such events. The season starts with a group investigating a particular accelerator which can open the gates of hell or swallow the earth into a black hole. In the meantime, David shares his vision of the Antichrist's rising in 38 days only to hear that the birth of Kristen's child is due in 38 days. Coincidence much? Well, I'm sure you're already intrigued by the story, and trust me, it hasn't disappointed yet. Without giving many spoilers, I'd say look out for the demonic entities and the devil himself. While the last 2 episodes are scheduled to air in July, I'm sure the show will live up to the fans' expectations.
Breathe. Your heart is just gonna stop.
Then, The Scare. It's been almost 3 years since the first season of Little Marvin's Them, Covenant debuted. The initial season is set against the backdrop of the Second Great Migration and revolved around the life of a black family who migrated from North Carolina to East Compton to an all-white neighborhood. All seemed hunky-dory till the newly set home of this family becomes the site of both neighborly and otherworldly evil forces who threaten to destroy them. After the overwhelming success of the show, it returned with a second season, Them, The Scare, in April this year. This part followed a fresh story with Deborah Iorinde returning in a new role. She played the character of Detective Dawn Reeve in LAPD. Being among the few women of color in the robbery homicide unit, Dawn had to deal with a terrifying new case that had a big effect on her and her family. The narrative, which took place in 1991, went back to the eerie locations from Season 1. Dawn discovered some dark and sinister powers while investigating a gruesome murder. In her attempt to solve the case, she unraveled a mystery which is not just any simple murder incident. With an average score of 7.1 out of 10, this season of Them has a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes based on 10 critic reviews. With a fresh narrative and genuine performances, Them, the Scare can be called a significant improvement over the last part. If you want to enjoy some dramatic jump scares, catch this American black horror on Amazon Prime Videos now. The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live. This American horror miniseries from the legendary Walking Dead franchise is set in a post-apocalyptic background after the conclusion of the original Walking Dead series. It premiered in February 2024 and received positive feedbacks from both fans and critics. The series kicks off with a rather unpleasant scene: Rick Grimes attempting to commit suicide. But what forced him to take such an extreme step? All our questions are soon answered by this new storyline, paving the way for even deeper mysteries. In a flashback, we can see Rick injured in an exploding bridge from The Walking Dead and is then abducted by Anne for the Civic Republic Military, or CRM. This organization has often occurred in the Walking Dead franchise, and if your memory has skipped it, CRM is a powerful and secret group known for illegal activities like human trafficking. Coming back to the present timeline, Rick is being held captive by CRM and works in consignment with the other captives in exchange for a citizenship in Philadelphia after 6 years of labor. However, all it was a mere promise. Rick is desperate to meet his family and often tries to escape this facility. In the meanwhile, Lieutenant Colonel Donald Okafor recruits him and Pearl for a secret mission. However, he soon ends up in a tiff with Okafor. After numerous failed escape attempts, he contemplates suicide. Yes, that's where it all started. Will Rick be able to escape the clutches of CRM and see his family again? Watch the show now to find out.
I think he found the Oval Office very interesting.
Chucky Season 3. Okay, so this one's for my Killer Dolls fans. Chucky was released as an installment of the Child's Play franchise and went on to become a cult favorite. Created by Don Mancini in 2021, the show got its latest release in April this year. Buckle up, guys, because Chucky has taken his evil game to another level. He has ended up with the first family in the White House. Yeah, I know how unbelievable that sounds, but this doll surely has some plans. So how did he get there, and what's his endgame? But the bigger question is how Jake, Devin, and Lexi are going to take him down in the most secure house in the world while juggling their love lives and teenage drama. Also, don't forget about Tiffany. She's got her own mess to clean up with the police after last season's bloody rampage. Check out this horror comedy now to find out all the answers. Joko Anwar's Nightmares and Daydreams. With Joko Anwar's creative mastermind, you're in for a treat with Netflix's new anthology series, Nightmares and Daydreams. Anwar, who is a key figure in the Indonesian film industry, has taken a leap into the sci-fi supernatural genre with this 7-episode series which released last month. In this paranormal series, common people get caught up in strange, otherworldly situations. They go to great lengths to save themselves, make money, or defend their family, and as they confront various eerie encounters, deeper truths about different realms are unveiled. Stories like a man who puts his old mother in a nursing home that is seemingly demonic, a couple who adopts a cursed child who is thought to have killed his former guardian, a novelist who experiences real-life occurrences that mirror her work, a technician who uses hypnosis to live, and many such bizarre occurrences can be found in the series. However, Anwar does a brilliant job in weaving it all together in the final episode. This seamlessly easy storytelling with elements of human psyche, politics, and horror has captured viewers and gotten it an IMDb rating of 6.6. Get that bucket of popcorn ready and tune into Netflix now to witness this mighty paranormal journey. American Horror Story Season 12, Delicate, Part 2. This iconic horror franchise has given chills to horror fans for 13 years. Interestingly, it came up with a new and evolving story every time, which now attracts generations of viewers. After the success of 12 seasons, yes, 12, the series returned for the 13th time with a fresh tale. However, this was the first time that the creators didn't go for an original story. Rather, this season, titled American Horror Story Delicate, was a book adaptation of Danielle Valentine's Delicate Conditions. Well, there's another unusual take in this season. Except for the 10th installment of the franchise, Delicate is the only one to be divided into 2 parts. Part 2 finally arrived in April 2024, concluding Anna Alcott's journey in the last 4 episodes. For fans who have been waiting for answers after the first part's cliffhanger ending, Part 2 will answer all your questions. Let's get into the story now. The season kicks off with Anna toiling for the Ultimate Acting Award, an Oscar for her role in The Auteur, while also wanting a child with her husband, Dex. However, despite her efforts, both goals seem frustratingly out of reach. She is helped by her composed and rather calculative publicist, Siobhan, to achieve her career ambitions. Now guys, don't forget this is the American Horror Story, and not so surprisingly, Anna's life takes a dark turn when she learns about her pregnancy. It was from this very moment that the story dances between a psychological thriller and supernatural horror. It seems that something is after Anna, but whether it's a human intruder or a demonic presence is unclear. Unfortunately, Anna finds herself all alone when no one believes her and calls her hysterical. No brownie points for guessing this, but the threat against Anna and her unborn child is supernatural. Well, I'm not going to reveal the story anymore. Watch this wild ride of a horror show to find out what happens to Anna and her baby. Marvelous verdict. Okay guys, we've reached the end of today's video, and this was one hell of a ride into the dark world stories. Forgive me for being a scaredy cat, but this list has left me spooked. Be it the deadly parasite, teenage ghost detectives, or an evil doll, these TV series are bet to make for a chilling night. Each series has a unique fear factor, and with brilliant storytelling and compelling performances, it's hard to watch them with the lights off. So let us know in the comments below which of the shows you'd like to binge watch. I'll see you in the next one. Toodles! Oh, and don't forget to check under the bed before you sleep. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.